ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Atlanta Ice House for tonight's matchup between the UGA Ice Dawgs and your Kennesaw State University Owls. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Ice Dawgs. At defense, number 10, Leighton Poole. Also on defense, number 11, Alexander Strauss. At left wing, number 77, Zach Moore. Right wing, number 22, Trevor Gutman. Center, number 13, Cameron Campbell. And in goal, number 35, Nick Defoe. And now the starting lineup for your Kennesaw State University Owls. On defense, number 76, Zach Stacy. Also on defense, number 80, Christian Souza. And left wing, number 40, Chris Scott. And right wing, number 4, Aaron Tisdale. At center, number 97, James Kravis. And in goal for your Owls, number 35, Connor Lackley. And once finally, as the two rise for our national anthem.
This. I got it.
Hello and welcome to tonight's presentation of UGA Ice Dawgs Hockey. We are coming to you live from Atlanta Ice House in Marietta, Georgia, as the Ice Dawgs take on the Kennesaw State University Owls. As we get set for puck drop here, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups for Kennesaw. It's at center, it's James Kravis, and on the wings, Chris Scott and Aaron Tisdale. They're backed up by Zach Stacy and Christian Sousa on D, with Connor Lackley in goal. And for your Dogs, on the wing, Zach Maurer with Gutman on the other side, and Cameron Campbell at center, and Poole and Strauss on the back end. Starting goalie tonight for the Dogs is Nick Newbold. Dogs coming off a 6-0 win in Tennessee last time they played. And the Owls coming off a 5-3 loss to Clemson. So they're looking to turn it around, and the Dogs are looking to keep that same momentum that they have had for the past few games. Opening draw won by Kennesaw, and we are go from Marietta as that puck goes all the way into the Dog zone. No icing. Strauss there first. Pressured by Kravis. Up around the board. Shot from the point. Blocked by Maurer. And here come the Dogs with a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Campbell walking in, usually playing defense for the Dogs, the captain. But he is on the wing to start this one. A good check there by Gutman to help out Maurer. but Scott able to play it back into behind his own net. Played up the boards, intercepted by Campbell. Into the slot, here's Gutman, but he whiffs on the shot. Gutman again with a shot, but it just goes wide. Poole coming down from the point now, walking into the corner. Poole looking up top. There's Strauss. He takes a shot blocked in front by Kravis. Strauss able to get it back. Plays it down in the corner for Gutman. Gutman digging it out, plays it up the point for Strauss. He tees one off, tipped in front, goes wide in the corner. Shot from the wing, Conway's shot goes wide, and all the way down into the Dogs zone off the boards. Both teams will get a line change here. Strauss up the boards for Conway, but his pass, no one was there. Huge hit on the near boards from Bigda. That'll wake the crowd up. We got a delayed penalty coming up on the Dogs, however. Kravis in his own zone. He's chased by Conway. Played up the boards there for Moser. Strauss. Dogs argue that he touched it, and they will blow the whistle now. So the Owls will go to an early power play. And it's going to be 2 minutes to Matthew Bigda of the Dogs for interference. So an early test here for the Dogs PK.
Not sure I love that call on Bigda there. He didn't really extend. The puck was on the Kennesaw State's player. I don't love that call,
Face
but let's
off
see if
won
they
by
can
the
do it.
Dogs. Hamby at the point. Plays it down the wall, but whiffed on the shot. Martin behind the net, and he'll fire it all the way out.
Time of the penalty, 126. Power play.
Here come the Owls the other way. Moser walking down the left wing side, but he loses an edge, so that one will go all the way down into the Georgia corner. Played up the boards. Mazzaros with it now. Plays it up for Conway. Here comes Conway with speed on the kill. Nice move around. Hamby walking to the net. Whiffs on the shot. Toe saved by Lackley, and we got another penalty coming up. This one will be on Kennesaw. We'll also have 4-on-4 hockey here in the first period. Looks like 2 minutes to Aiden Hamby for hooking.
And as soon as Conway got around Hamby, he had to hook him there to stop the goal. Conway able to miss that shot there due to Hamby's interference, and hopefully the Dogs can convert on this 4-on-4, more pure hockey than a 5-on-5.
That's a good penalty to take there if you're Hamby. Conway almost surely had a goal there, but he's able to prevent it. Puck bouncing around in behind the net. Conway able to play up to the point, but Martin couldn't hold on to it. At center ice, Montgomery pokes it around him, but Gannon will get it back for the Dogs. Gannon walking down the right wing side now, into the corner and behind the net. Gannon walking out the opposite corner now. Passes it off to Martin. Cross ice intended for Mazzaros, but it's broken up by Sousa. Montgomery's trying to go off the boards and out, but it's taken away from him by Conway. Conway down low for Mazzaros, but just behind him. Couldn't get a shot away. Dogs get it back behind the net. Gannon in behind the net now. Looking for options out in front. Plays it up top of the point to Martin. Return pass to Gannon. Gannon with a shot tipped in the side of the net. Mazzaros got it just high. Lackley without a glove in the goal. Down low for Gannon. Cross ice for Mazzaros. He scores! A bang-bang play there from the point. And Gannon, or Mazzaros, able to tap it in home on a nice feed from Gannon. So the Dogs take an early lead on the 4-on-4 goal from Mazzaros. We will still be 4-on-4 as the teams were even strength when the goal was scored. Face-off won by Eberle, played back for Haugen. And Gutman with it now. Passed out to center, Punzenberger with it. And down into the corner. Punzenberger's checked, though, and he'll have it taken away from him behind the net. The Dogs on the power play now. Haugen with it at the point. Leaves it for Gutman. Return pass to Haugen at the point. Over for Punzenberger. Down low for Crawford. On the point, Haugen with a shot. He scores! That shot had eyes, and it found its way through. Lackley will want that one back, as that one went right through the 5-hole. It's a power play goal for the Dogs.
Lackley, the Kennesaw State goalie, just never saw it come from the top of the point. A good, powerful shot, finds the 5-hole and finds the back of the net. Lackley hopefully gets eyes on the next one if he wants to stay in this game, as Georgia converts on a power play goal after scoring on the 4-on-4 as well.
So 2 quick goals from the Dogs to open the scoring here. As a face-off at center is won by Eberle. Burnett with it in his own zone. Up the boards, Haugen, but it's poked away from Crawford by Sousa. Haugen's pass for Eberle at center connects. Eberle will skate it into the zone himself. Walking in, makes a nice move, drops it off. Shot, he scores! Punzenberger. It's 3-0 Dogs.
And I mean, that was really set up by Eberle. Eberle walking it into the zone, gets his route taken away, probably looks for a shot there. Instead, does a smart play, drops it off to the trailing Punzenberger, who, I mean, has then a wide open shot as Lackley's out of position while he focuses on the puck.
The Dogs with all the momentum early. It is now 3-0. With about 4 minutes gone in the first period. Off the tie-up. Spicer digging for it, able to play it back for Haugen. D-to-D pass for Burnett. And return to Haugen. Out at center ice, Whitwer able to tip it in. Dogs wanted a penalty on that one. Whitwer is down on the play. He took an awkward fall on that hit, but no penalty. Here comes Moser for Kennesaw. Hamby with it at the point. And finally a whistle as Whitwer is crawling to the bench.
And I mean, if they're going to call interference earlier on Big Doe, that was certainly interference on Whitwer there. Just didn't have the puck, didn't even have control. Dirty hit. I mean, it looks like he rolled his ankle on the hit, not so much an upper body injury. Hopefully Whitwer is okay. I would have liked to see interference called on that, but instead KSU walks off and we lose a player in Whitwer, and hopefully he's all right.
Whitwer obviously in a lot of pain right now. Looks to be holding his left knee. He took an awkward fall there. Did you say that was Hamby on the check?
It looks like a lower body injury for Whitwer, really holding that ankle. He seems like he's going to be needed to be carried to the bench here. Scary sight.
Whitwer, a noted tough guy for the Dogs, so this is obviously very scary for him.
We don't want to speculate here, but you can already see damage to Whitwer's ankle. One of the kindest, nicest people on the UGA Ice Dawgs, one of the strongest as well. It sucks to see him walk off like that, not under his own power, instead having to be carried. You hate to see that within the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, you hate to see that at any time, but after going up 3-0, you really, one of the most important things is just to not lose any players. The refs are going to be discussing with players here. They just don't want, they're discussing what the penalty call is if there is no penalty call, and they want to make sure there's no retaliation from the Ice Dawgs on the Kennesaw State player.
So it looks like no penalty called on the play. And they'll be explaining that to John Camp on the Georgia bench.
It was definitely interference, I think, but not dirty.
Right? But like not other than that, it wasn't, yeah, it was late, he just tipped it. But it wasn't like that. I didn't think it was anything crazy.
lower body injury is one of the rougher ones to recover from. Hopefully Whitworth's all right, as we'll get a face-off here in Georgia's defensive zone. Looks like the refs have come together and are ready to start play here.
So face-off will be inside the Georgia zone. That one's won cleanly by Maurer. Poole rimmed around the boards for Campbell. Campbell makes a nice move at his own blue line, but he loses the second one. And we'll keep an eye on the physicality here. Georgia's not going to let that check go unanswered. Here's Gutman with a pick at the blue line, but he's taken down. Georgia bench wanted another penalty, but they will not get one on that play. Newbold stops it up for Strauss behind his own net. Played up the boards for Poole, and cross ice for Campbell. Poked away from him at the blue line there by Ivutin. Poole in front of his own bench. Gutman with it now at center ice, makes a nice move at the blue line. Plays it over to Maurer. Dropped off for Campbell, but he mishandles the pass. Scott leveled at the blue line by Strauss. Good check there. And Poole will fire that one in from center ice. In the corner, it's Cooprider. He takes a check from Mazzaros. Campbell with a check of his own on Kravis. Played out in front, but tipped away. Gannon at the point for the Dogs. He'll shoot it into the opposite corner, but gloved down by Kravis. He'll try and skate it the other way, but he has to turn back as he's hounded by Kravis and Mazzaros. Play to the opposite boards for Cook. Cook in all alone by himself. No help. Martin able to take that one away from him easily. And he'll reverse it for Bigda. Bigda shrugs off a check from Cook, but that puck will go all the way down into the Kennesaw zone for icing.
Want to be okay here if you're the Dogs. You don't want to let your emotions get to you. You really want to stay strong. You can already see more physicality coming out for the Dogs as their teammate has gone down. You just don't want to extend those arms. You want to play clean hits, make sure everyone's okay, while also protecting the integrity of the game.
Face-off won by Conway. Played up the near boards by Gannon. Fired out to center by Bigda. Mazzaros chasing, but played away from him by Foster. Or that's Stacy, pardon me. Martin inside his own zone looking for his man, but intercepted. Here comes Stacy the other way, and his shot easily gloved by Newbold, and he'll hold on.
While the Dogs are up 3-0, I don't really like the crispness of their passing. They're missing quite a lot of passes, turning it over in the neutral zone and even in their own defensive zone. Hopefully that clears up. That will lead to more goals and goal opportunities.
Face off to the right of Newbold. Won cleanly by Conway. Rimmed around the boards for Bigda. Conway able to poke it around Hamby at the point. Here comes Conway with speed down the left wing side. He's got Mazzaros in front, played in front, bouncing around. He scores! Gannon puts home the rebound, and the Dogs are up by 4 now.
I mean, a great goal by Gannon, but again, like Eberle's goal was set up for Punzenberger. Conway sets it up for Gannon, gets that pass into the middle. Could be counted as a shot as it does go off the goalie's pads. Instead of finding it, the goalie, Lackley, unable to cover it, and Gannon gets the easy tip in.
So face off at center ice, won by the Owls. Played back out of trouble by O'Neill, but Eberle was there. Kicked away from him by Pape, and here comes Pape with speed at center. Pass it off to his man. Shot goes way wide off the tip there. A little bit of extra there from Crawford on Pape. Punzenberger with it in his own zone now. Tries to make a move to get out, but he couldn't quite get it. Haugen able to poke it away though and play it out to center. Pape trying to punch it back in, but he couldn't quite get it. Lackley gloves it down, but it's taken away from him by Punzenberger. Here comes Punzenberger trying to make a move to the slot. Got a penalty coming up here on the Owls. So the Dogs will go back to the power play. And a little bit of extra going on here after the whistle. Looks like Lackley and Crawford behind the play.
I believe no calls on the extracurriculars, but Hamby with a hooking, I believe, in front of the goal, some sort of penalty to stop that shot.
So Hamby
Gets sent
goes back to the box for Kennesaw. Dogs on the power play again. Face off inside the Kennesaw zone. That one's won cleanly again by Conway, but it will go out of the zone. Gannon forced to chase it. Here comes Moser for Kennesaw, but Big Dog on the back check, able to take it away from him. Plays it up the boards for Conway. Here comes Conway, and he's got room. His shot easily patted away there by Lackley. Out to center. Big Dog intercepts it. Conway plays it back up to the point for Poole. Poole walking in, down low for Conway. Looking in front for Big Dog. His shot, he scores! Bigda with Georgia's second power play goal of the night. It is now 5-0.
And of course, as soon as I bring up less than crisp passes, UGA with 2 great assists on the pass goal. Bigda wide open in the middle, able to find the back of the net. An interesting stat here is that there have been about 10 shots on goal for UGA, and half of those have gone in. Goalie for Kennesaw State, Lackley, needs to start seeing the puck better if he wants to stay in this game.
Face-off won by the Owls. And played way up the boards for Scott. He'll just chop it into the zone. Poole rims it around the boards, but Scott's there first for Kennesaw. Poole in behind his own net. And he'll get the rush started out of his own zone. Plays it up the boards for Lebrecht. Here comes Lebrecht, plays it off for Bartow. Back into the feet of Lebrecht. He's tripped up, no call on the play. And here comes back the other way. Scott with speed for Kennesaw, cutting the net, trying to get around Leland, but he pushes him to the corner. Sticked away by Newbold on the pass attempt there from Scott. Spicer trying to punch it around his man, but he couldn't quite get there. Lebrecht takes a check at center ice. We got another penalty coming up here. Looks like it's going to be on Kennesaw. Poole skating out of his own zone. Poole across center ice now, walking into the zone. Makes a move, but he has to take it into the corner. And the Owls will touch up, so we got another penalty. This will be the Dogs' 4th power play of the night. 3rd, pardon me. They are 2 for 2 thus far.
That penalty,
James Kravis into the box for Kennesaw.
That penalty, of course, on James Kravis there. A little late of a hit, not on the puck. We'll see if Georgia can convert again, going 3 for 3 if they can convert here.
Face-off won again by Conway. D-to-D pass for Gannon. Walking the line. Plays it down the boards for Conway. Down low for Mazzaros. Back to Conway. His shot turned away by Lackley. Mazzaros in behind the net. Trying to pick the puck up. He had plenty of time behind the net, but he'll pass it up to the point. Gannon with it, walking the line now. Plays it back over to Bigda. Down low for Mazzaros. Shot into the side of Lackley, but he'll hold on to it. Lackley does not look comfortable so far tonight. He's been flopping around a lot in that Kennesaw goal, and that's led to a few of Georgia's goals so far in this one.
Yeah, Lackley does get out of position there, able to cover the puck just by falling on it. Does a great job recovering even if he was out of position in the first place.
Off the tie-up, it's kicked down low into the corner by Aiden Cook. Gannon tight roping now, plays it down low for Bigda. And into the corner, it's Mazzaros. Back to the half wall for Bigda. And he'll walk it out with a shot, but block it away by Lackley. Just over a minute left to go on the Dogs' power play. Mazzaros walking out of the corner, plays it down low for Bigda, centering pass. No one was there. And Moser will skate it out for Kennesaw. Moser into the zone shorthanded. His shot easily gloved by Newbold, and he'll hold on to it.
Kennesaw State maybe just looking for a shot on goal there, as that's their only second of the first 10 minutes of this game. However, I would like to see if I was Kennesaw State, have them kill a little bit more time, go into the corner, maybe hide the puck a little bit. Instead, they get a shot on goal, and now Georgia has a good chance to win this face-off and push on the power play.
So face-off to the left of Newbold inside the Georgia zone. And it's won by the Dogs. Crawford will circle back to get this rush started. Gutman back up the boards for Crawford, but he'll have to stop up to take that one. Plays it off for Haugen. Up to center for Eberle. Eberle looking for Crawford down low, but he couldn't quite get the shot or the pass to connect. Punzenberger recovers on the half wall. He's hounded there, but able to play it up to the point. Eberle walking the line now. Into the slot, looking for Crawford on the back door, but he couldn't get his stick free. Gutman regains control for the Dogs, turns away from his man. Up to the point for Eberle, drops it off for Haugen, and return to Eberle. But poked away from him, and we'll go the other way. Here comes Montgomery for the Owls. Walking in, he takes a shot, bouncing around in front. Good save by Newbold. First good scoring chance for the Owls in this one. And a lot of extra physicality in the corner as Gutman takes down Pope, or Pape. So Pape will plead his case. But it looks like the only penalty will be to the Dogs' number 22, Trevor Gutman. They'll discuss this one at center ice now.
I mean, you figured we were going to see that somewhat into this game after Whitwer goes down. Gutman, I mean, takes on a bigger opponent. I don't know if you can get really much bigger than Gutman, but finds the biggest player on the Kennesaw State team and takes him down to the ground with a big hit.
And the captain, nonetheless. That's definitely a message from the Georgia bench. Lots of extra words and contact being shared in this one early through the first 10 minutes of this game. Referees will definitely need to look to control this one moving forward. But so far, this packed house has been enjoying the extra physicality, right, Joe?
Of course. I mean, everyone loves when hockey gets physical. It really amps up the sport. It really drives the stakes. You know, you think so much more of hockey when the defense plays hard and the offense plays hard, and then more even comes when it gets physical. I mean, you think these players care a lot more, and they do right now, especially after Whitmer goes down.
So it's a double minor assessed to Gutman after the play. So after the 4 seconds tick off the penalty for the Owls, they will be on the power play for 3:56. As Strauss will look to shoot it down the ice. And he'll dump it into the near corner. Kravis behind the net. He's hounded there by Mazzaros. Taken away by Sousa. Nice move to get out of his own zone. Here comes Sousa across center. Passes it off for Scott, but way out in front of him. So Strauss will be there first. Trying to clear it, but it's taken away from him by Sousa. And back into the corner for Scott. Rimmed around the boards there by Poole, and that one will go all the way down to take a few more seconds off this long penalty. Stacy passes it off for Sousa. Sousa behind his own net to get the rush started. Passes it back to Stacy. And he'll skate it out himself. Stacy down the left wing side looking to beat Poole on the outside. Cuts back and looks for help. Up to the point for Scott, but tipped away by Mazzaros. And here comes Mazzaros. Josh Mazzaros breaking in with a shot, but it just goes high as he's taken down. No call on the play. Finally a late whistle.
That's unreal.
I mean, that's on Sousa, and I mean, there's no penalty, but there should have been on Sousa. That was an obvious hook, obvious trip there, while Mazzaros, I believe, or maybe Conway, Mazzaros or Conway had a wide open shot at the net and gets tripped, and yet no call.
Yeah, not sure how that one's not a tripping penalty, but maybe the referee's showing a little bit of mercy for Kennesaw as they are already down 5-0 early in this one. Face-off won by Spicer, but easily taken away by Hamby and played back behind the net to Pape. Pape back across for Hamby, and he'll stop up at center ice and assess his options and dump it into the near corner. Gannon chased by Moser. He'll take it into the boards. Moser skating it away. He's checked by Spicer, but he shrugs that one off. Moser still with the puck now. Martin takes him to the boards. Shot from the corner goes behind the net. Back down the wall. Montgomery takes a check. Spicer trying to get it out, but Pape able to keep it in. He takes a shot from the point, blockered away by Newbold. That was a close call there. But that pass leaves the zone, intended for Hamby. So that will go all the way back into the Kennesaw zone. Just over 2 minutes left to go on the long penalty to Gutman. The Owls with a couple good scoring chances so far on this power play. Played cross ice, Montgomery walking in. He'll stop up and look for help. Back to the point, Kravis with it now. Shot from the point easily gloved by Newbold, and he'll freeze it.
Even while playing with only 4 players, the Ice Dawgs laying so many hits. This is as many hits as I've seen since Putin got in office and laid hits on his political opponents. The Ice Dawgs laying so many hits on the Kennesaw State Owls. We'll see if that continues as they continue this defense on the power play for the Kennesaw State Owls.
Maurer and Kravis line up for the draw. Face-off won by the Owls. Played back for Pape and laid into the corner. Kravis will chase it. Circling out of the corner now. Kravis tight roping. Looking for a shot from the high slot off the crossbar and out of play. The best chance for Kennesaw so far. Kravis almost picks his spot.
Great shot by Kravis there from the point. I mean, Newbold really had good eyes on it, but there's just that spot in the goal on that blocker side where you just can't get to with the glove. And Kravis almost perfectly placed a shot. Luckily goes off the pole, and the Ice Dawgs have 1 minute and 33 seconds to kill on this Kennesaw State power play.
Face off to the left of Newbold. And a Kennesaw player being helped off the ice with an apparent injury. That's number 20, Daniel Cottonlaw. So 2 players have left this game due to injury so far. It's definitely not something you want to see. We'll get set to drop the puck. Face-off won by the Owls. Walking in is Tisdale, shot from the low slot. Bouncing around in front, but Scott couldn't get a shot away. And the Dogs recover. Gannon will play it all the way out to center. It's settled down there by Stacy. Here comes Sousa the other way for the Owls. Played into the corner. Gannon chases it for the Dogs. Gannon pressured by Tisdale. He'll carry it in behind his own net and fire it all the way down into the Kennesaw zone. Scott almost had a wide open net there, but he got taken down right in front of the net. Good defensive play there by the Dogs to keep the Owls off the board in this one. Here comes Tisdale for the Owls. Walking into the corner, he's checked by Haugen in the boards. Tisdale still fighting for it. Punzenberger able to come away with it for the Dogs. Looking up ice, turns it over at the blue line though, but Tisdale couldn't quite keep it in. But here come the Owls out of their own zone. Walking in, it's Kravis. Shot from the high circle, but it goes off a stick and behind the net. Owls regain control. Scott at the high point. Plays it down the wall. Sousa chasing. Check into the boards. Tisdale went down hard. No call there. 10 seconds left to go on the Georgia penalty. Kravis inside his own zone looking up ice, but his pass intended for Cook was way out in front, so that will do it for the Kennesaw power play as Gutman leaves the box. And Strauss will skate it out of his own zone himself. Strauss down the left wing side trying to make a move, but he couldn't quite get it around. Here comes Cook the other way for the Owls. Cook walking it in, trying to play it into the slot, but it's poked away by Lebrecht. Good defensive play there. Campbell up the boards, but it's taken away from him by Cook and played back for Vutin inside the Kennesaw zone. Pass out to center, intercepted there by Poole, but fired back into the zone by Cook. Newbold stops it up for Strauss. Strauss out of his own zone, plays it up the boards for Poole. Here comes Poole with speed. He takes a check there from Cooprider, but Poole gets the puck right back on the half wall. Taken down, trying to play it out to the point for Big Dunn. He does. Strauss with it now. Looking down low for Conway, but the shot was way high, or the pass was way high. Cooprider out of the zone, but Strauss gets it at center ice. DDD pass for Poole. Centered for Conway, and he'll chip it in. Zaros chasing now. Vutin in the corner with him. Conway on the half wall. He's pressured there. Montgomery trying to get it out, and he does. Nice move at center ice there by Vutin to get around his man. Shot from the point, bounces off a stick and goes wide. Poole in behind his net, plays it over for Martin. And he'll circle back. Up the boards for Bigda, cross ice for Poole. The Dogs moving the puck well so far in this one. Here comes Conway with a break. Walking in, he shoots, save there by Lackley. Great save on the chance from Conway. Here comes Scott the other way for the Owls. Taken away from him by Bigda. Gannon circling back. He's hounded there by Kravis, but he'll skate it out. Takes a hard slash there, but no call. Gannon walking in. Couldn't get around the check from Pape as the puck goes into the far corner. Good check there from Mazzaros to separate Hamby from the puck, and that one will go all the way down into the dog zone for icing.
And we see an interesting dynamic forming here. I mean, these teams, close in proximity really, not known to be the greatest rivals, but they're playing really hard. I mean, shades of UGA, Georgia Tech, those two teams always play hard when they play each other. It seems a little less of a degree than the UGA Tech game, but really hard playing from both sides.
Face off to the right of Lackley inside the Kennesaw zone. And that one's won by Kravis. Hamby behind his own net. Walking out of the corner, plays up the boards for Scott, but it's punched right back in by Martin. Scott able to get it out to center, though, and here comes Hamby. Hamby and Tisdale, but Hamby couldn't hold on to the puck. Tisdale with a shot, but it's sticked away by Newbold. Punzenberger walking out for the Dogs. Looking across ice for Crawford. Here comes Crawford with speed. Walking in, he's got Eberly in front, but he couldn't quite settle the puck down and get a pass off. Eberly out of the corner, plays it over for Haugen with a shot tipped in front, but saved by Lackley. And some extra shoving again from Crawford with Kravis.
And I mean, you usually see extra shoving after the play. That's typical when a play happens in the goalie and the goalie gloves it and someone goes for the puck. Unfortunately, they're going to send Crawford to the box here as well. I mean, Kravis threw the punch. Crawford just with a little extra shoving. I'm surprised to see Crawford go to the box. Kravis throws a punch. Definitely deserves it, but Crawford going to be in the box as well.
That's one of those plays, the referee just trying to send a message that there will be zero tolerance for that going forward in this game, so they'll take both guys. Offsetting penalties, looks like we'll have 4-on-4 hockey. Actually, that'll be 5-on-5.
Some Darude Sandstorm playing in the stadium, which is a weird decision, but always appreciated. We'll see face off here to the left of the Kennesaw State goalie. We'll see if Georgia can convert on this 5-on-5.
False start on the face-off.
So it looks like it is going to be a 5-on-4 here for the Ice Dawgs. I don't know how they got to that, but it is a 5-on-4.
So we're a little bit confused here. Looks like the Dogs will get a power play out of all of that, as they have 5 guys on the ice and the Owls do not. Poole with it at the point, plays it back for Gannon. To the circle, Bigda. Mazzaros with a shot, bouncing around in front, and Lackley will hold on to it. Nice chance for Mazzaros at the side of the net.
Lackley does a good job to get his blocker on that. I mean, Mazzaros right in front of him. Goes with the backhand after making a move. Gets his blocker on it. Luckily, not a goal for Kennesaw State, as they could be trailing 6-0. We'll see if Georgia can convert here and make it 6-0 after all.
Face-off won by the Owls. Sousa trying to get it out of the zone, but he couldn't quite get it out. So Gannon will play it back down low for Bigda. Shot out of the corner, but it goes high. Montgomery plays it back, and that one's fired out of the Kennesaw zone all the way down. Poole walking out of the Georgia zone now. Crossing the blue line. He'll stop up and fire it around the boards. Mazzaros is there, but he couldn't quite settle it, so Sousa will play it down back into the Georgia zone. Gannon with it, plays it off for Conway. And Conway will walk it in. He'll stop up and look for help. At the blue line, Conway sauces it across for Poole. He'll walk it in on the half wall, plays it back up top for Gannon. Over to Bigda. He tees one off. He scores! Another power play goal for the Dogs. That one makes it 6-0 in this first period. That'll be the Dogs' third power play goal of the night. They're 3 for 4 in that area. Completely dominating this one.
And there, Bigda with a good shot. Lackley does get what looked like a pad or something on it, but instead it gets deflected in the back of his net. Now we'll be back on to 5-on-5 hockey with a score at 6-0 with very little time left in the first.
Face-off won by the Owls, but quickly taken away by Eberly. Burnett almost turned it over, and he did that time. But he'll get it right back at his own blue line, place it up for Punzenberger. Walking in is Punzenberger. Nice move at the blue line there to get around his man. He'll lay it back for Burnett. Down low, it's Eberly in the corner. Walking out, looking for Gutman on the back door, but it's sticked away and covered by Lackley.
Going back to some off-the-ice stuff, I mean, we've seen a lot of physicality. Even after Quatnor, number 20, for the Kennesaw State Owls left, we kind of hope, there's no benefits to injuries ever, but we kind of hope after that injury they say they're even. Instead, we've seen even more chippiness. The Ice Dogs taking advantage, Kennesaw State slowly, maybe even rapidly falling behind.
Off the tie-up, Punzenberger digging for it. Pape in there, but it's played back to Burnett at the point. Down low, Gutman on the half wall. Plays it back for Burnett. D-to-D pass for Haugen. Couldn't settle it, but plays it down low for Punzenberger. Haugen stepping in to punch it in deeper. Hamby behind the net. He's pressured there by Eberly, who strips into the puck. Taken away by the Owls. Good keep there by Punzenberger to punch it right back in deep, and it's finally shot out to center ice. But quickly gloved down by Haugen and passed across the ice for Eberly. Dropped off for Gutman on the blue line. Gutman on the half wall. Down low into the corner for Punzenberger. Under 30 seconds left to go in the first period. Punzenberger behind the net. And he's taken into the corner. Eberly in to help him out, but it's taken away from him. And taken out all the way to center. That one's poked away from O'Neill by Lebrecht. Great play there. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Haugen will skate it one last rush for the Dogs. Drops it off for Lebrecht. Walking in, his shot went into the body of Haugen, and that will do it for the first period. So after 20, the Dogs lead 6-0. We'll see you right back here for second period action.
words. Oh, I can't hear anything. Hold on. Yeah.
Welcome back for second period action here from the Atlanta Ice House in Marietta, Georgia. The UGA Ice Dawgs currently lead the Kennesaw State University Owls 6-0 after 20 minutes.
Just focus on
And we have an injury update for you from the first period. Ice Dawgs' Robbie Whitworth left the game with an ankle injury. He will not be returning tonight.
Unfortunate for Whitworth, we were getting different reports. We were hoping it was his foot. That would be an easier injury to recover from. Unfortunately, it is his ankle. Now we're going to do a wrap-up of the first period. We have goals from Mazzaros with an assist by Gannon on a 4v4. Then we have Hagen on a power play. Punzenberger, the third goal of the night, assisted by Eberle. Then Gannon, assisted by Conway, again on a power play. Then 2 goals by Bigda, 1 assisted by Conway, and the second being on a power play. Dogs have 14 shots, KSU has 6, and that is the wrap-up of the first period.
Dogs' power play has looked very good so far in this one. They are 3 for 4 so far. So they will look to continue that. And we have hat trick watch for Bigda looking for his third goal. He will get the nod to start this period on the left wing with Mazzaros on his opposite and Conway at center with Poole and Strauss on the back end. As we get set to drop the puck here for second period action.
Don't worry about it. Just gotta deal with it.
Face-off won by Kravis, and we are go for the second period. Puck in behind the Kennesaw net, and the goaltender will cover. Face-off to the right of Lackley inside the Kennesaw zone. And it's won again by Conway. He's been very strong so far tonight in the face-off circle. As Bigda takes a check from Tisdale, but played back up to the point for Poole, tipped in front by Bigda, but that one just goes wide. Bigda regains control in the corner, plays it down low for Mazzaros. He's pressured there, plays it back for Conway, who's circling back behind the net. Conway out in front, but Bigda just whiffed on the pass. And that one will go all the way back out in the center. Poole able to take it away. Here comes Poole with speed across the Kennesaw line now. Walking in, centering pass, no one was there. And Scott will take it the other way for the Owls. He'll lay it out looking for Tisdale into the dog zone, but Conway got there first, and he'll take the puck. Up to the point of Vuton with a shot, blocked in front. He gets his own rebound. Vuton walking in, but poked away by Conway. Vuton still with control of it, but cleared by Poole. And out of danger. Out to center, Bigda hounding now. Bigda still fighting for it. That one leaves the Owls zone. Tisdale walking it out. But Bigda picks his pocket and will fire it into the opposite corner, where Mazzaros will chase it. Dogs with a line change now. Everybody there, nice move by Kravis, but he couldn't get around Crawford as he takes it away from him. Crawford again with another steal, walking in. He takes a shot, save, rebound bounced out, but Eberle couldn't put it home. No icing as Scott, first man to it. They blew the whistle.
Bad whistle there for the icing. I mean, the Kennesaw State player was going to get there first by a mile, maybe 2 miles. So they're going to probably drop puck at center here as the icing was the incorrect call. We'll see if the Dogs can win this face-off here. I mean, Kennesaw State, it's only been a minute and 30 seconds in the second period, but they've already had a scoring chance, and they're looking a lot better than they did in the first period.
So a bad bounce for the Owls as Scott was way ahead to beat the icing out. So we'll get a face-off at center ice. Face-off won by Eberle, but it's taken away off the draw by Moser, and he'll dump it into the dog zone. Martin first man to it. He takes a check. Crawford on the half wall, pressured by Moser. Trying to play it back to the point, but Eberle's there first, and he'll play it off for Crawford. Cross ice for Punzenberger, walking into the zone, steps around the check from Pape. Good move there. Into the corners, Punzenberger looking out in front, no one there. Back up to the point, Punzenberger across for Gannon. Gannon walking down low now. Out in front, Eberle couldn't quite get a shot away, but he'll regain control. Trying to get it out to the point, but a turnover. Dogs regain control at center, though. Gannon walking it in now. Across the Kennesaw line. Gannon at the point. Plays it down, bounces off a couple of bodies. Punzenberger gets it, walking in. Centering pass for Eberly. He shoots. Glove save by Lackley. What a great save by the Kennesaw goaltender to keep that one out.
I mean, that looked like an open goal for Punzenberger. I mean, Lackley caught on the wrong side of the goal. Instead, just with maximum extension for the Kennesaw State goalie, is able to glove that and make a beautiful, beautiful save and keeps the game at 6-0.
Flashing the leather on that one. He robbed Eberly with that glove save. Face-off will be to his right, deep in the Owls zone. And it's won by Spicer. Up top, Burnett with a shot, tipped in front, still bouncing around the high slot. Bardo digging for it. You'll see number 18, Connor Lebrecq, replacing Robbie Whitwer on this fourth line here, or third line for the Dogs. Breakout pass intended for O'Neill was in behind him, so Burnett will fire it in on goal. Bardo battling for it to the right of the Dogs bench. Still digging for it. Spicer in to help him out. Haugen plays it across for Burnett. Out in front, tipped away. Pass intended for Lebrecq was tipped by Stacy. Still battling for it on the half wall. Spicer and Bardo in there. Spicer playing it in the corner. Lebrecq will chase it. There's a check on Stacy. Foster with it, and he'll put it out to center, but Burnett's there first for the Dogs. Fired up ice for Spicer, but he couldn't get into the zone. Plays it back for Burnett. Back to his partner, return to Burnett. Pass up out in front for Campbell. His shot tipped in front off the glass and behind the net. And here comes Stacy playing it out for Kravis, but way behind him with the pass, and that one will go down into the Georgia zone. Leland there for the Dogs, rims it around the boards. That one will go all the way out to center. Stacy there trying to play it back into the zone, but Strauss is there. Leland inside the Georgia zone. Plays it, but it went off a skate of a Kennesaw player entering the bench. Stacy with control at his own blue line. Passed across to his partner Maurer there. Good pressure by Maurer on the forecheck, and he'll chase Sousa in behind his own net. Nice move by Sousa to get away from Maurer. And here comes Kravis for the Owls, trying to play it around Lilo, but he'll punch that one away to the back checking Maurer. Strauss inside his own zone makes a move around Scott, but he'll pick his pocket and walk back the other way. Scott with a nice move in the corner, looking for the centering pass, but a good play there by Strauss to keep it in the corner. Played out in front, back up to the point. Coop Ryder with it. He walks it in. Shot saved by Newbold, bouncing around in front. Leland clears it to the corner. And Campbell will chop it out to center, where Stacy will play it for the Owls. Pass intercepted by Campbell. And Gutman will float that one in to get a line change for the Dogs. Up the board, Scott walking it in. He steps around Bigden. Nice move there by Scott. Walking in, Scott with a shot, saved by Newbold. Kravis plays it up to the point, but it's intercepted by Mazzaros, and he'll pass it off to Bigda. Bigda walking in for the Dog. He's got Mazzaros on the back door. Good defensive play there. Still bouncing around in front. Cleared to the boards. Conway with it, looking for Martin on the point, but that pass will leave the zone. Martin on the boards for Bigda. Mishandled the pass. Coopwriter with it. Plays it over for Kravis. Up the boards, Tisdale will just float it into the corner, and the Owls will get a change. Martin with it. He's hounded by Montgomery. Bigda plays it for Conway, but in behind him, Gannon's forced to take it back behind his own net. Plays it across for Martin. And Gannon will start this rush from behind Newbold. Nice move there to pass it up to Conway, but it's poked away from him. Moser walking in. Down in the corner, Gannon takes Pacheco into the boards. Conway in to help out, plays it up the boards for Mazzaros. But a good play there by Moser to keep it in the zone. Martin with it on the opposite side now. Dogs are being pinned inside their own zone now, just the Owls can't quite get any chances off. And it finally leaves the UGA zone. That one will go down. Bigda with it now. Trying to play it across for Mazzaros, but a good defensive play there by Yavutin to keep it away. Mazzaros regains control. Down the boards, Conway there, but it's taken away again by Yavutin. Pacheco tips that one around Martin. Moser for Pacheco in front, but he couldn't settle it. He regains control out of the corner. Pacheco on the half wall. But Punzenberger in to help out, and he'll take this one back the other way for the Dogs. Across the blue line now, walking into the slot. Puck got caught up in the feet of Yavutin. And he'll play it inside his own zone. Burnett almost kept that one in, but he couldn't quite do so. And that one will go back into the Georgia zone. Up the boards, Burnett with a stretch pass for Punzenberger. Out in front, Eberle in the slot, but off his skate. Pass was just behind him. Almost a great chance there for Eberle. Pass to the opposite point was intercepted by Lackley. But his pass intended for O'Neill was way behind, so the Dogs will come back the other way. Haugen walking in, stretch pass, looking for Punzenberger the opposite side. Out in front of him, Eberle will chase it into the corner. Eberle takes Cooprider into the wall. Puck squirts out to Burnett at the point. Burnett, nice move at the blue line. Plays it down to Hogan. Over to Eberle at the high circle. Out in front, but Punzenberger couldn't get a shot away. And here comes Lackley for the Owls. Plays it across for O'Neill. O'Neill walking in for the Owls with a shot about 5 feet left of the net, and that one will bounce out for Crawford. Crawford plays it back for Burnett. And up the boards for Eberle, who leaves it for Punzenberger at center, but he couldn't get a clean handle on it, and Pape will put it right back into the Georgia zone. Burnett starting the rush outside of the Georgia zone, plays it down the boards and into the corner, and the Dogs will get a change. Tisdale with it inside his own zone, but the pass was intercepted by Bartow and fired back into the opposite corner. Pape in behind his own net, pressured there by Lebrecq, and we got a penalty, or offsides coming up on the Dogs.
And that was about 6 minutes without a whistle there. A lot of hockey being played, but no goals on either side. However, this Kennesaw State team looks completely different in the second period than the first. While still not scoring, their defense looks stronger, their offense looks stronger. While they haven't had too many scoring opportunities, they definitely look like a better team, and the Ice Dawgs coming out a bit slow here.
A little bit more energy for the Owls and a little bit less for the Dogs in this second period so far. Just about 8 minutes gone so far in the second. Poole with it, and he'll dump it into the near side corner. Puck in behind the net. Hamby rims it around the boards. Tisdale with it. But it's taken away from him by Lebrecq. Poole at the point now, walking into the slot. Poole with a shot, but it's tipped in the high slot and in behind the net. Hamby comes away with it. Looking for Scott with a stretch pass, but a good play there by Strauss to glove that one down. He takes a check at center ice, though, and a penalty coming up on Tisdale. And a little bit of extra here from Bartow and Tisdale. And it looks like Bartow is hurt.
Bartow goes in after the play is over, after Tisdale commits the penalty, and lays a little bit of a boom on Tisdale. Looks like that might have hurt him more than the other, as if I can't tell the injury.
And that one's won by the Dogs. Strauss will set up. He takes a shot, but it's gloved by Lackley, and he'll squeeze it.
Going back to Bartow and the injury, he's now lying down inside the bench. We hope he's okay. We speculated a hand injury, but lying down might indicate a lower body injury.
Turnaround shot from Mazzaros went wide. Poole floated into the corner. Conway will get it. Pass it back up to the point for Poole. Across for Strauss now. Strauss's shot was tipped at the point, and the Owls will gain control and chip it out to center. Nice move there by Sousa to get around Poole. Centering pass off the post. Here come the Dogs back the other way. Mazzaro stretch out in front for Conway. Walking in, Conway with a shot goes wide. Sousa with it. Crowd thought that one was a goal for Kennesaw, but it just bounced off the inside of the post. Mazzaros with a nice move on the half wall. Back into the corner. Mazzaros up top for Strauss. He takes a shot. Conway with a tip in front, but a good save there by Lackley. Strauss will pinch and poke that one back in deep. He gets control of it at the point. Walking in Strauss, plays it back down low for Conway. Conway up top for Poole. Poole walking the line. Nice move there to get around his man. And he'll take it into the corner. Poole around the opposite side. Walking out, he shoots, and it goes wide.
That was a goal!
You can hear the objections of the crowd still saying that one was a goal. Mazzaros in behind the Kennesaw net, walking out, but a good poke there by Lackley. Poole with it, couldn't quite keep it in, and Pacheco goes back the other way, and he'll dump it into the Georgia zone. 20 seconds left to go on the offsetting penalties. Good play there by Mazzaros, and that one will go back into the Kennesaw zone. And that one will go back in behind the Georgia goal. Newbold will leave it for Leland. Leland walking out, plays it up the boards for Martin. That will do it for the 4-on-4. So we are back to full strength both sides. Conway walking in for the Dogs. He'll take it down to the opposite corner. Pokes it away for Bigda, who rims it around the boards. Eberly with it in the far corner now. Back up the boards to the point for Martin. Martin walking the line. His shot tipped in front but goes wide. And here come the Owls the other way. That one will go for icing.
Now going back to that KSU shift where they had a beautiful scoring opportunity, we call it as hitting the post, at least the referees do. We are Ice Dawgs commentators, but I would say I didn't hear a ding. That could have very well been a goal. We're going to not speculate, but that could have very well been the best scoring opportunity. It might have been a goal. Here, as you can see, we have number 24, Dan Bartow, who is holding his hand, so maybe he is in a hand injury. He skates off pretty much under his own power. Hopefully he's okay.
Another bad break for the Dogs. Another player leaving the ice with an injury. Dan Bartow holding his left arm. Face-off won by the Dogs. Played down into the corner. Wooten with it. Poked away by Eberly. Eberly up to the point. Martin with it now. He takes a shot from the point. Tipped in front. Still bouncing around, but that one goes back out to center ice, where Martin will chase it. Martin inside his own zone. Nice saucer pass, but just out in front of Punzenberger. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Oh, stretch pass just out in front of Scott. He couldn't quite get it. Shot from the corner by Scott, but turned away by Newbold. And that one will go back into the Kennesaw zone. No icing. The referee waves it off. Nice move by Kravis to get around his man, but Punzenberger's there. Played back up the boards, but taken away by Wooten. He whiffs on the pass. The Dogs back inside their own zone now. Martin walking out of the Georgia zone, steps around Tisdale. Played up the boards. Here's Punzenberger with it. Plays it over for Eberly, but a good stick there by Kravis. Punzenberger with a shot. Rebound. Quick whistle there. That puck was still loose. And we'll get a couple extra shoves from each side.
You always love to credit the goalie when they make a save, but Lackley might not have even seen that puck, just in good positioning with his glove up. It seemed to have found it, then dropped back to the ground. The referees with a quick whistle. Georgia with a good scoring opportunity there if that was counted as a rebound. Unfortunately, it's not. And we're going to have a face-off here to the right of Lackley, the Kennesaw State goalie.
Face-off deep in the Owls zone to the right of Lackley. Off the tie-up, it's Hamby. He'll circle back behind his own net off the glass, but Burnett's there to keep it in. Pape with it inside the Kennesaw zone, and he'll float it all the way out to center. But not enough for icing, as Burnett will pull it back in behind the Georgia net. Burnett plays it up for Campbell. Campbell, usually a defenseman, playing offense now after the loss of two forwards to injury. Campbell walking in, but he whiffs on the shot. Kravis will take it away from him and skate it the other way. Here comes James Kravis for the Owls. Good check there by Haugen to separate him from the puck. Maurer with it behind the net. Still digging for it is Maurer. taken away by Kravis, but it's poked away from him by Campbell, and Gutman will skate it the other way. Gutman will just lay it off the boards into the corner, and they'll chase it. Hamby there first, hounded by Campbell. Good check there by Campbell in the corner, and Gutman will take it away from him. Up to the point for Burnett. Played back down to the half wall for Gutman, but a good stick there by Tisdale, and that one will leave the zone. Haugen at center ice, DDD for Burnett, and he'll float it into the opposite corner, so the Dogs get a change. Pape up the boards, but intercepted by Lebrecq. He steps around the check, and he'll stick with it. Lebrecq looking for the centering pass, but it bounced off a skate. Spicer and Scott with a little bit of extra contact. Spicer, not a guy we usually are used to saying with the extra contact. All the Dogs getting involved in this game. Tisdale looking for the centering pass, but it's taken away. Here comes Punzenberger. Punzenberger avoids the check, but the puck went back the other way. Poole with a nice move, and he'll skate it back into the Kennesaw zone. Poole walking in through the high slot, back into the corner. Poole still with it. He's pinned into the boards. Lebrecq plays it up for Strauss with a shot. Tipped in front, bouncing around, and Kravis will pull it back behind his net. And play it out to center, intended for Scott, but Strauss is there first. Strauss up the boards, but it's floated back into the zone by Pape, where Poole will chase it. Montgomery there looking for a centering pass, but no one was there. Shot from the point was tipped in front, looking for the back door, but Montgomery's shot went just wide. Here comes Punzenberger for the Dogs. Steps around Pape, nice move there. Here comes Punzenberger down the right wing side. Walking in. Nice defensive play there by Montgomery. Punzenberger still with control, though. Walking out of the corner, leaves it for Gannon. Gannon walking the line. Down to the other side now. Gannon will stop up with a weak shot, but tipped in front by Lebrecq. Just wide of the net. Pacheco on the breakout. Sticked away by Conway, and he'll poke it back in. It's taken back away. And here come the Owls. Moser with it. He takes his shot way over the net. And Punzenberger will settle it at center ice. Conway with it for the Dogs. Nice move at the blue line. Here comes Conway cutting to the net. Good push there to keep him outside. Pass out to Gannon, though. Here comes Gannon walking in. His shot bouncing around in front still. Conway settles it. His shot was tipped. Out into the corner, Martin pinching. Conway able to keep it in the Kennesaw zone. Martin with a good check there. Here comes Conway walking in from the point. Into the high slot. Conway with a shot way over the net. Here's Moser. He takes a check from Bigda. Martin able to keep it in, though. Good pinch there. And finally, Moser will take it out of the zone. But Gannon will get it right back for Georgia and pull it back the other way. Walking in, he'll pass it off to Mazzaros. Return pass for Gannon. In behind the net, looking for Mazzaros on the other side. He scores! Bigda on the back door. It's a hat trick for Matt Bigda as the Dogs make it 7-0.
And I mean, a lot of offensive zone time for the Dogs there. You have to think they're eventually going to score, and they do. Off a rebound, off the goalie. I mean, the puck was out in front so often, you had to think one of them was going to find the back of the net. Bigda able to get around the goalie. It seems like it might have hit another person out front and redirected it. Finds the back of the net, and the Dogs are up 7-0.
So Bigda cleans up the garbage for his third goal of the night.
Refs and teams discussing here. We'll see what it's about shortly. Not too sure.
So we have some discussion from the referees at the Kennesaw bench. And a Kennesaw player into the box. So what might be another Georgia power play.
Not sure how 25 Foster gets sent into the box here. Probably for chirping at the Ice Dogs, if I had to guess, said something that he wasn't supposed to say. We'll see how it goes here, if the refs give us any indication on what the call is. Coach Daly for the Kennesaw State Owls seems upset. Former coach of the UGA Ice Dawgs. We'll see what the call is here finally. I mean, we can only speculate here. It looks like it's going to be 5-on-4 hockey, and we're finally ready to play. No indication. It looks like 5-on-5 hockey now. So we're going to end here with some 5-on-5 hockey, despite someone going into the box.
Referee indicates 5-on-5, but they're still putting a player into the box for Kennesaw. It's going to be number 10, Aiden Nolte, but no penalty. So we're not sure what the call is there. But that's not our job. We'll play on. Puck into the zone. Gutman will get a change. Punzenberger keeping it in deep. Eberle there. Played out to the point. Burnett down low for Punzenberger. Walking into the slot. He'll pass it off to Burnett. Down to the half wall for Eberle. Return pass to Burnett at the point. He'll take a shot. Lackley's pads that one away. Wooten passes it off for Cooprider. Around the boards, Moser with it. Moser keeps control across center ice, but it's poked away from him and chipped back by Cooprider, but Haugen's there first for the Dogs. He'll play it on the blue line for Crawford. He'll float that one into the corner. Punzenberger there. Rimmed around the boards, Eberle with it, back to Punzenberger. Looking back up to the point, here's Burnett with it. Trying to chip it around him was O'Neill, but he couldn't quite get it. And now here come the Owls the other way. Kravis walking in the right wing side. He'll take a shot. Turned away by Newbold. Rebound. Couldn't quite get a shot away. It was O'Neill. Eberle behind his own net. Turnover in the front. Glove save by Newbold, and he'll hold on. It's another turnover by Eberle inside the Georgia zone.
First period here, I mean, we didn't see too many turnovers by the Ice Dog. Here in the second period, it's been a totally different game. While the Ice Dogs are outscoring Kennesaw State 1-0 in this period, it's looked a lot more sloppy from the Ice Dogs here with turnovers and bad passes. Let's see if that changes as we go on.
So the Dogs will definitely have to clean it up, as they've only scored one in this period off the 6-goal pace that they had in the first. Off the glass, Maurer chasing it into the Kennesaw zone. He'll stop up in the corner. Nice move around Hamby. Maurer walking in. He gets his own rebound. Still loose, and Lackley will finally cover it. Strong play by Maurer out of the corner to get a couple of shots on goal there. But Lackley stood tall.
Yeah, Maurer with some beautiful skating. I mean, receives the puck off the glass, able to get around the defender, then walks it in from the corner, something you don't usually see. I mean, Kennesaw State pretty much allowed it as Maurer skated around another defender and puts probably 3 shots on goal there as Lackley's unable to cover. Lackley looks like he has some equipment issues here he's fixing real quick. We'll have a face-off to the left of him as he finishes these issues with his equipment. Looks like it's going to be the left pad. Whitwer, currently dealing with an injury, not in the stadium any longer, is watching the game on his phone, listening to this broadcast. Whitwer, if you can hear us, we hope you're okay. Glad for your contribution, and we hope to see you back soon.
Shout out to you, Robbie. Hang in there.
So we've actually had 3 people leave this game. Not typical for a normal Ice Dogs game. You usually don't see many leave with injury, if any. So hopefully they're all okay. Both sides of the puck, both sides of the teams. Hopefully they're all right. We can have them back soon.
Seen Cotnois of the Owls walking around on crutches inside the stadium. It's around here somewhere, but he left the game in the first period shortly after Whitwer did. We weren't sure what the injury was there. As the faceoff is won by Maurer, Gutman plays it back to the point for Poole. He'll tee one off, but it's blocked in front. Pape will settle it behind his own net, play it off the boards, but it's taken away by Strauss, and that will actually bounce over his stick and out to center. Plays it over to Gutman. He takes a check from Hamby. Campbell with it. Centering pass intended for Maurer, broken up by Pape. Good check there by Campbell in the corner. Poole with a shot. We got a penalty coming up on the Dogs.
Not too sure about that one.
Looks like a late whistle on that one. I'm not sure what the call is here, but we'll see. Looks like they're taking Campbell to the box.
That's a big loss. Number 13, Campbell, one of the leaders of this team. I mean, looked like an interesting penalty call. I mean, the hit came, and then maybe 5 to 10 seconds later, the whistle came. Interesting call by the refs. We'll see how that goes. Now, Ice Dawgs, this isn't horrible when you're up 7-0. You get a chance to work on your penalty kill, one of the most important things in a close game. So they'll take this opportunity and hopefully run with it and prove that they can do it in closer games.
Face off won cleanly by Spicer. And he'll skate it out of the Georgia zone with speed, actually. Spicer walking in. Makes a nice move at the blue line, but it's broken up by Sousa. Spicer regains control, though. Great penalty killing here by Dylan Spicer. Finally out to center, but Spicer's right there for it, and he'll play it back and take more time off the clock. A penalty killing masterclass so far here from Dylan Spicer, as the Owls finally get control of it at center. Scott with a move, but it's poked away again by Spicer. Strauss into the corner. He's checked by Scott. Scott in behind the Georgia net, looking with a no-look pass for Tisdale, but out in front of him. Sousa with a shot, but it goes wide of the net. Stacy with it. Plays it down for Scott, but poked away again by Spicer. Stacy with it now. Sticked away from him by Lebrecht, and that one will go down into the Georgia zone. Poole settles it. He'll fire it out. Glove down by Stacy at the blue line. No, out in front for Scott, but he couldn't quite settle it off his skate. And Strauss will go off the glass and out to center. 45 seconds left to go on the power play for the Owls. 50 seconds left to go in the period. And a good check there by Strauss stepping up as Poole will rim it around the boards. Not quite out to center. Is Sousa able to hold on to it? Strauss whiffs on the clearing attempt. Gets the second one, though. But Kravis is right there for it. Good check by Strauss at the bench, and the referee, the linesman actually fell into the Kennesaw bench. So we'll get a whistle here.
Hopefully the referee's okay. You don't see that too often. I mean, he tries to get out of the way. Looks like number 11, Alexander Strauss for the Ice Dawgs, maybe hit him on the way to checking a Kennesaw State offenseman. We'll see if he's okay. He looks like he's a little shaken up, but probably laughing about it, ready to get back into the game.
All smiles from the linesman as Strauss got 2 for the price of 1 there.
They typically call that killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I mean, with the referee's calls this game, maybe he enjoys that a little bit more, but we'll see. Hopefully he's all right. He's talking about it. He seems in a good mood, all smiles.
Is it 2 birds or is it an owl and a zebra?
I'm not a zoologist. I can't confirm or deny.
Face off in front of the Kennesaw bench. 26 seconds left to go on the Owls power play. And this one's won by Pacheco. Papel skated into the zone for the Owls. He'll stop up looking for Pacheco in front, but a good poke check there by Newell to break up the play. Moser up to the point for Hamby. Hamby back to Pape. His pass bouncing around. Montgomery settles it. 10 seconds left in the period. Over to Pape. Pape plays it down the wall. Moser can't get control of it. Now we'll go out to center. Gannon with it, and that should do it for the second period. So the Dogs successfully kill a penalty late in the second, only posting 1 goal in the second period after 6 in the first. The Dogs lead by 7. We'll see you right back here for second period action.
in camera the whole time, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Yeah. The only problem I have is like sometimes I lose track of the puck is.
We welcome you back for third period action here from the Atlanta Ice House in Marietta, Georgia. The Dogs lead the Kennesaw State University Owls 7-0 after 40 minutes of play. We'll take a look back at the second period action here, Joe.
I mean, we have one goal for the Ice Dogs, none for KSU. It's Bigda with an assist from Mazzaros, and Gannon, he cleans up on a rebound. Shots differential has even increased in that period despite KSU coming out a little bit better. Georgia has about 30 shots on goal with KSU at about 15, and no power play goals that period, and we'll see how it goes in the third period. Hopefully the Dogs can keep playing well. They need kind of a bit of a bounce back from the second period, as they were on a very high pace, scoring almost 18 goals if they were projected to follow their first period. Hopefully they can have a similar third period to their first.
And we've received word that number 24, Dan Bartow of the Ice Dogs, will not be returning tonight with an apparent shoulder injury. So we wish him the best and a speedy recovery. As we get set for the third period action, we'll take a look at the starting face-off lineup for the Dogs. It's Conway, Bigda, and Mazzaros out there with Strauss and Poole on the back end. Bigda with a hat trick in this one. Looking very strong. This first line has combined for 7 points. 7 points in tonight's game.
Update on KSU player here, center that went out, Portnoy. He's walking around on crutches. He's back in his suit. He's not going to be returning, of course, but he looks okay. Sitting here watching his fellow compatriots play and finish up this game.
Here comes Kravis in for the Owls. He'll fight it into the corner. Puck bouncing in around behind Newbold. Kravis still with it, walking out the opposite side. Here's a shot blocked in front by Strauss, and Poole will take it in behind the net. Bigda with a check there on Tisdale. Kravis' shot went way wide, and Mazzaros will punch it out to center. Conway with it on the Owls' blue line. He stops up and pushes it over for Mazzaros, who rims it around behind the net. Conway with it, trying to dump it in, but it's taken away by Kravis with a stretch pass for Scott. One-on-one with Gannon, forced to the outside. Gannon takes him into the boards. Conway passes it across for Bigda. Bigda still digging with it, able to get it out to center. Here's Punzenberger. Punzenberger walking in. He stood up there in the high slot. A little bit of extra shoving there from Cooprider. Here comes Pacheco for the Owls. Loses a handle on it. Gannon punches it to the boards. Eberle still digging for it. Moser will get it from him, but Eberle will shoot it down, and Crawford will punch it down deep into the corner. Pape, the Owls captain, skating it out of his own zone, fires it across the ice for Pacheco. Trying to dump it in, but Martin got it instead. Nice move at his own blue line. Martin's hooked up. He got a delayed penalty coming up here on the Owls. Martin still with the puck. Nice move at the blue line. Punzenberger backing him up. That shot was tipped, and Lackley will touch it in the corner. Looks like it's going to be 2 minutes. Number 18, Aaron Montgomery for hooking.
And I really think they could have called Montgomery there for anything, interference, hooking. I mean, he was all over it. Just holding, I mean, didn't want the Ice Dogs offense to get set up and get a good shot on goal, a good scoring opportunity. He's going to head to the box there. And we'll see the power play from the Ice Dogs.
Face-off won by the Owls. Gannon stops the clearing attempt, though, and he'll put it over to Poole on the other side. Back to Gannon at the point. Drops it off for Poole, but a good stick there by Pacheco to poke it out to center. So the Dogs will retreat. Poole up for Gannon on the boards. across for Bigda. Bigda walking in, looking for Conway in front, but the tip went just wide. Conway gets control of it behind the net. Looking out in front for Poole, but he couldn't quite settle it. Pacheco pokes it away. Bigda able to keep it in, though. Down low, Mazzaros with it, but it's taken away from him by Sousa. Gannon with it on the half wall. He'll take it into the boards. Conway in the corner. Back up the boards for Gannon. Gannon walking out over to Poole. He shoots one, but it's tipped way high of the net. Puck still bouncing around behind the net, and it's finally rimmed out and back into the Georgia zone. Just over a minute left to go on this power play for the Dogs. Here comes Poole with speed out of his own zone. Nice move around Scott. He's hooked up there by Kravis, but able to keep it. Bigda with it now, looking for Mazzaros, but a good stick there from Kravis, and Scott will float it back into the Georgia zone. Poole stops up, but a good stick there from Scott. Here he comes on a breakaway. Scott walking in, just wide of the net. Good chance there, but a good back check. And that one keeps the Owls with 0 in this one. That's the best chance the Owls have had so far in this game. Here comes Punzenberger for the Dogs. Poked by Pape, but it's able to get it in the corner. Now it's fired back into the Georgia zone. Burnett walking it out, 10 seconds left to go on the Dogs' power play. And he'll fire it into the near corner in around the boards. And that will do it for the power play for the Dogs. Punzenberger out of the corner looking for Burnett in front. He takes a shot. He scored! Burnett in the slot off the pass from Punzenberger. Right after the penalty expired, it is 8-0.
I mean, I don't know what KSU is doing there. They've been playing defensively pretty much since the second period, and I mean, they just leave a wide open pass lane. Punzenberger able to find Burnett in the middle, pretty much the slot, and he just buries it under the arm of the Kennesaw State goalie. I mean, it looked like the goalie had an eye on it, but just buries it under his arm.
Face off won by the Dogs. Burnett up the boards, tipped into the zone by Punzenberger, and Eberle will chase it. Eberle there first. He's pressured by Cooprider. And it's taken away by the Owls. Pass out in front of Lackley, and Burnett's able to poke it back out to center. Eberle circling back into his own zone now. Looking up ice, passes it back to Punzenberger, and he'll skate it into the Owls zone. Takes a hard check, good hip check there on the blue line. Dogs regroup. Leland couldn't quite get around Lackley. Here's a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but Lackley loses the puck. So Burnett will get back control. Crawford with it inside his own zone now. Leaves it on the boards for Eberle. Almost turned it over there. A good move by Leland to keep it in. Puck taken away, though. Walking into the corner. Looking for the centering pass, but taken away by Punzenberger. And here come the Dogs back the other way. Moser stepping up. But Burnett will get control of it at center, and he'll just lay it into the opposite corner so the Dogs can get a change. Just over 5 minutes gone in this third period. The Dogs lead by 8. As Lackley fires that one back into the Dog zone. Scott in there to chase for Kennesaw. Scott has been the rare bright spot for Kennesaw in this one. He's had a few of their chances tonight, but unable to capitalize so far. Here's Lebrecht in front of his own bench. The pass intended for Haugen was just out in front. So that one will go back into the Georgia zone. High sticking on the play. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off in the Georgia zone.
And you bring up Chris Scott, number 48. I mean, he's been good all game for Kennesaw State. He's been their best player all season. He's been showing up today when maybe no one else has a lot of scoring opportunities. Got to shut him down for the rest of the game and hope the Ice Dogs can do great.
Face-off won by Kravis, but the first man to it is Lebrecht. Here goes Lebrecht down the left wing side, but it's poked away from him by Sousa. Kravis circles back into his own zone away from danger. Back over to Sousa, but out in front of his man, and Martin's able to poke it away. Good move by Kravis to dig it out. He takes a shot, but it's blocked up. Scott there with the rebound, but Lebrecht will punch it out to center. Lebrecht in a foot race with Sousa, but Sousa gets there first. Spicer there to back up Lebrecht, and he'll pull it out to center. Scott with a move, but he takes a check at center ice from Gutman. Nice move by Spicer to get around Tisdale. And he'll walk it in himself. Nice move by Spicer, but he's hooked up. No call on the play. Kravis looking for the stretch pass for Scott again, but it's intercepted by Gannon. And that one will go right back into the Owls zone. Line change here for the Dogs. Gutman in alone. Sousa around the boards. Campbell's there. Gutman with it now for the Dogs. Good recovery there. Gutman up to the point for Martin with a shot. And that one's gloved by Lackley.
I mean, what a play by Gutman in the in the defensive zone of the Kennesaw State Owls. I mean, totally alone as a line change happens. Somehow keeps the puck in and then able to find Bill Martin at the point who gets a slap shot on the goal. Unfortunately, doesn't go in. But a great job by Gutman to keep the pressure on.
That was an excellent pass from Gutman to get that one up there for Martin, and a good shot too. But Lackley got the rebound. Maurer in the corner now, walking out. Back up top to Poole with a shot from outside. Tipped down to the high slot. Bouncing around, Lackley able to fall on it, and he'll cover. Good recovery there from Connor Lackley to keep that one out of the net.
And I'm sure you've heard us call Lackley a lot. I mean, he's faced a lot of shots, but there's also Josh Lackley on this team, the forward, his brother. One of the few brother pairs in this league. It's a really fun dynamic when they're both on the ice. Connor Lackley with a good cover there.
Face off won by the Owls. Hamby in his own zone. But Strauss stepping in to keep that one in. Campbell rims it around the boards. Poole there first on the half wall. Backs up to the point, fires one in to the opposite corner. Moser trying to get it out, but Strauss there to pinch. Campbell in to help him out. Maurer in the corner. Centering pass for Gutman. Bouncing around. He scores! Gutman way deep in the slot. Pots the rebound, and the Dogs lead by 9.
And a Kennesaw State team that came out looking good in the second period with their defense. I mean, again, for the second time, Gutman just drifts over to the slot from the left hand or the right hand side of the goalie, and just drifts over, and the puck gets to him, and he puts it in the back of the net. Really good job by Gutman. First there, keeping the pressure on, and then scoring the goal.
Face-off won at center ice by the Owls, but quickly taken away by Campbell. Played back into the Georgia zone. Strauss inside his own zone now, plays it up the wall for Poole. But just out in front of him, no icing, it was waved off. Cooprider in his own corner, out in front, but Gutman's there to intercept that one, and he'll poke it back in deep. Vooten up the wall. Cooprider with it, trying to get it out to center. A little bit extra contact in the corner there. Campbell couldn't settle that one. Vooten with it now. Campbell coming in. Kicked away. Conway with it now. Into the corner. Drops it off for Campbell. Back in behind the net. Conway with it again. Playing catch with Campbell, but he couldn't settle that one down. Strauss pinching, able to keep it in, but now it comes out to center ice. That one goes back into the Georgia zone. Newbold out to play it away from danger. And O'Neal. Poole steps around Kravis. Here comes Poole with speed, walking it in. Cutting to the net. His shot saved by Lackley. And played out. Here comes Scott the other way for the Owls. Scott walking in, moves around Burnett. Another move around Poole. Makes another move, but he goes into the corner. Looking in front, bounced off the side of the net. Kravis with it now. But taken away from him by Bigda. And the Dogs will get it away from danger. Pass in behind Conway, so that one will come back out to center. Burnett inside his own blue line, passes it up for Conway. Conway down the left wing side. Cut into the slot, drops it off for Bigda with a shot off the mask of Lackley. That one stung. And we'll get a whistle here as Lackley will... Looks like his mask broke on the shot.
And I'm sure the Ice Dogs are going to laugh about that. Whenever you can break a mask, that's a fun time. Luckily, Connor Lackley, okay, gets that save. But, I mean, you got to enjoy when you hit the puck so fast. It's going so fast, faster than you probably go on the highway, and it breaks the mask. And he'll try and get a new one and stay in this game.
Looks like he fixed his strap there. That just shows you how hard of a shot Matt Bigda has. 3 goals in this one, looking for another one there on a good chance off the drop pass from Conway. We'll get a face-off inside the Kennesaw zone after the whistle. That one's won by the Owls. Rimmed around the boards just out of Mazzaros' reach, and he takes a hard check from Tisdale. Conway picks his pocket, though, at the blue line, and he'll walk it back into the zone. Chip to Bigda in the high slot. Bigda walking in. Back down in the corner. We got a high stick coming up on the play, and Bigda takes a hard check in the corner. Awkward series of events there as Bigda took a high stick. It got up under his cage. And then he got hit right after that.
Yeah, Bigda did not enjoy that. Immediately went for the retaliation, it looked like. Went for his legs. Luckily, everyone's okay. Bigda seems fine. Getting talked to by the refs. Hopefully, everything's okay there.
It's Sousa into the box for the Owls. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Let's watch Bigda here. He looks a little bit frustrated. Hopefully everything's okay there. He doesn't do anything irrational as UGA Ice Dawgs a little bit slow on the line change here for the face-off.
Off the tie-up, Conway plays it back to the wall for Bigda and up to the point for Poole. Across for Gannon. He walks the line. Back over to Bigda. He takes a shot, blockered away, and Mazzaros is there to pick up the rebound. He'll put that one home. It's a power play goal for the Dogs to make this one 10-0.
Fourth power play goal of the night. The Dogs are 4 for 8. 50% conversion rate is pretty good. I mean, they're looking to improve that in this game when the game is such a large discrepancy between the scores. I mean, great job by, first at least Bigda coming off that big hit and that high stick. He's able to put a shot on net. The rebound goes to Mazzaros and he cleans up and puts it in.
Face off, one at center by Eberly. Crawford plays it back for Poole. Cross for Strauss. Strauss return pass for Poole. And he'll skate it across and dump it into the near corner. Hamby there first for Kennesaw. Rims it around the glass, but it comes all the way back out to Strauss at the point. Here's Crawford in deep. Playing it for Punzenberger, but he couldn't put it into the gaping net. And Pape will come away with it for the Owls. Here comes Pape, plays it in the corner. But it's held on to by Newbold. Just over halfway through this third period, the Dogs up 10-0.
Newbold hasn't been too tested here, but he's doing great with what I count as 13 saves. I mean, he got out of position once on a one-on-one, and luckily the offenseman for the for State's offenseman lost the puck, and he was able to recover.
Punzenberger out of his own zone now, looking for Crawford with the stretch pass, just out in front of him, no icing on the play. Crawford gets it away from Hamby. Centering pass for Punzenberger with a save. Good save there by Lackley on the one-timer from Punzenberger. Dogs regrouping in their own zone. Poole hounded by Montgomery. Poole still with the puck, plays it over for Punzenberger. He'll take it into the corner, centering pass for Eberly in the slot, but he whiffs on the shot. Over to Crawford on the back door. Looking for Eberly in the high slot again, but that will come back out to center. Poole with it, plays it up the boards for Crawford. And it's poked back into the Georgia zone. And they'll get it right back out. No icing on the play. They say Lackley touched it. Towards Coop Ryder plays it. Digging for it at the blue line is Lebrecht. Avutin with it, no high stick on the play. Avutin still with it inside the Georgia zone now. Gannon will turn it back and look up ice. Floats it out to center looking for Punzenberger. Nice move at the blue line. He's walking in. Got his stick lifted. Good clean play there. Punzenberger with a couple of bad breaks recently. He's had a couple of good chances taken away from him. A nice move there at the blue line to keep it in the zone. Martin with a shot. Lebrecht trying to settle it. Martin regains control. Lebrecht for the centering pass. Gannon out in front. Back over to Martin. He shoots. He scores. Bill Martin.
Bill Martin assisted by Gannon there. I mean, Gannon looks like he had an open shot there and passes it up for an even better one. That's what you love to see. Martin able to convert when the net's wide open as the goalie's out of position due to Gannon having a wide open lane. Little interesting defense being played here from KSU as they seem to have two goalies. They seem to have someone, a defenseman, standing right next to the goalie, not really playing the slot, allowing passes to go into the slot, and that's really allowed the Ice Dawgs to convert a lot in this period.
And they'll hold on to that puck. That's a special one. Bill Martin's first career college hockey goal. And he'll lay a check on the near boards here as that puck goes back into the opposite corner in the Georgia zone. Kravis behind the net. Spicer chips it around. Haugen with it, drops it off for Gannon. Martin with it. And he'll turn back away from Scott. Plays it up the boards for Haugen. Out to center. Spicer with it now, walking in on the right wing side. Spicer stops up, looks for help. Haugen in to back him up, and he goes head over heels. And we'll get a whistle here.
We are the UGA Ice Dawgs, and we do have a dog pile here on the ice rink. Seems like the Kennesaw State player got upended, and then looks like an Ice Dawgs player fell over him, and another Kennesaw State player falls there. Let's see how this converts. I don't think there'll be any penalties. We'll just have a drop of the puck.
No ill intent on this play. It's just an awkward fall from Haugen. Everybody gets up with a smile. We'll have a face-off inside the Kennesaw zone. And it's won by Kravis. Tisdale plays it back behind his own net. Stacy with it. Spicer hounding Tisdale now. Good check there by Haugen on Tisdale. But the Owls still with it. Haugen takes it away from him, though, looking in front. Lebrecht there, but poked away by Lackley. Looking for Lebrecht on the centering pass in the high slot. Lebrecht with a shot. Blocked in front. Gannon with it now at the point. Walking the line over to Haugen. Cross for Spicer. Spicer with a shot. Blockered away. Bounced around in front. Lebrecht poking at it. It's in. Not sure whose goal it is. It looks like it's Connor Lebrecht, his first of the season, to put the Dogs up by 12. And what a weird way to score your first, huh?
Yeah, a mess in front of the goal there. We think we're going to attribute it to Lebrecht. I mean, everyone on that line has a lot of goals, and Lebrecht, looking for his first one in some of his first playing time, had, a great opportunity there. Again, Kennesaw State just not covering the high slot, not having sticks down on the side, let the pass go into the high slot, and that ended up being a shot and then a rebound for the goal. Hopefully that gets attributed to Lebrecht. That would be very nice.
So we'll see what the box score says, but from here, we're going to say it was Lebrecht's goal. Face-off won by the Owls, and I'm going to have to apologize to Connor after the game because I told him I'd give him a better call than that if he scored in this one. But as fate would have it, he scores that kind of goal, and I'm not sure if it was actually him.
We can always tape over it.
I'll just tell him to score another one. I'll make up for it. Burnett with a shot from the point, tipped in front by Campbell. Good save there by Lackley off the deflection. Campbell still with it. He plays it into the corner. Maurer chasing. He's pushed by Pacheco. Gutman with a turnaround shot, but it's swallowed up by Lackley.
Lackley looks like he's hurting here. I mean, he's faced probably 40 shots from the UGA Ice Dawgs. I mean, with 12 of those going in, not a great save percentage, but that also hurts the body facing that many shots. The padding can only do so much. I mean, being a goalie is hard, getting hit, and then as well, it takes a lot of stamina, so hopefully he's going to do okay and finish this game off.
Face off to the left of Lackley, and it's won by Kravis. Long stretch pass intended for Scott, intercepted by Gutman at the blue line, and they'll take it right back in. Out in front in the slot, Campbell with a shot off the pad. Rebound, Burnett with a shot, goes way over the net. Leland pokes it back in deep. Maurer in the corner now, pressured there by Cooprider. Up to the point, Leland whiffs on the pass. Here's Tisdale now. He'll float it out just ahead of Scott, looking for the cheeky pass. And a good check there by Scott in the corner. And a little bit of extra contact there between him and Leland. Gutman with it now. Tisdale with some hits for him, and they've got some words for each other, and here we go.
That was oh, we're good. Sorry about that, a little bit of a technical issue there, but I mean, we'll let that play happen as it was. I mean, that was over as soon as it started. Kennesaw State player wanted to get into it, and I mean, he just said absolutely not, throws them to the ground, and we're going to have some more hockey here. Hopefully it gets a little less physical, but a 5-on-4.
The Dogs back on the power play. Too many to count for them tonight. And the same goes for goals in that category. Conway with it. Pacheco trying to get it out to center, but Poole able to stop it up the blue line. Mazzaros in front, turnaround shot. Good save there by Lackley. And it looks like the Owls just want to go home. They're not playing much defense. There's Bigda on the back door. Down low, Mazzaros, he scores.
And I mean, you said it, not much defense. Like I said earlier in this period, it just doesn't seem like they're covering the pass to the high slot, really just allowing that pass to go through. And I mean, when that happens, when it goes from the side of the rink into the middle, the goalie has to quickly shift his body over to the other side of the net. And Lackley's just not being able to do that quick enough, and it leaves the goal open for Mazzaros. And in the case of many of the goals, I mean, goal for Gutman and goal for Martin where it just came from that. And it is now 13-0 with about 5 minutes left to play. Now 5 for 9 on the power play.
Face off one at center by the Dogs, played back by Crawford. D-to-D pass. Strauss with it now inside his own zone. Up the boards, Poole with it in front of his own bench. Cross ice for Eberle. Eberle out in front. Punzenberger with a shot off the pad. Rebound, Crawford score! 14-0 Dogs.
Put frankly, I'm running out of space on my stat sheet here for the goals. That one's going to be Crawford. But again, it starts with a pass into the high slot, a shot, then the rebound, and it's scored by Crawford. I mean, Kennesaw State, you would think would have to adapt here. They've faced over, 40 shots at this point. It just seems after a good second period, they're letting the Ice Dawgs run away with it.
Eberle with a clean face-off win there. Strauss inside his own blue line. Looking up ice. His pass deflected and taken away by Kravis. Kravis walking in, trying to step around Strauss, but he'll punch it right back out to center. And Stacy will shoot it back into the Georgia zone, though. Poole with it behind Newbold. Plays it off the board, takes a check from Tisdale. Eberle battling Kravis for it now in the corner. Strauss with it behind his own net again. And he'll cut through his own zone, looking up ice, and he'll float it off a skate and into the zone. Stacy over for Sousa. And way up ice, trying to get Scott again with the stretch pass, but Poole was there. Punzenberger with it now in front of the Kennesaw bench, walking into the corner. Plays it over. Crawford was there, but couldn't get a handle on it. Tisdale with a good pass out for Scott. Here comes Scott with speed, trying to beat Strauss to the outside. Cutting the net. Couldn't get a good shot away, and Newbold easily shrugs that one into the corner. Poole almost goes down on a good forecheck from Tisdale, but Punzenberger will take it back the other way. Punzenberger into the Kennesaw zone by himself. And we got a whistle coming, penalty upcoming on the Owls.
I mean, that's just a horrible penalty for the Kennesaw State Owls to commit. They really don't want to do that there, as Punzenberger's the only one in the zone. I mean, a complete line change for the Dogs. Let's see who gets sent to the box here. These refs have had a hard day. I mean, over 15 penalties at this point. They seem even confused now. All right, here we go. Someone in the box, number 48. That's going to be probably their best player, Chris Scott, who has had a lot of opportunities in this game. He'll be in the box.
So Scott with 2 minutes in the box, 3 minutes left to go in the game. O'Neal into the corner, pressured by Haugen, and Punzenberger will be in to help out. So the Dogs will get the rush started from their own zone. Haugen up the left wing side, walking across the red line, makes a nice move at the blue. Walking in, Haugen with a shot, turned away by Lackley. Punzenberger back on the half wall, stops up, looking for help. Back up to the point, Haugen with it now. Down low, Gutman on the other half wall. Return pass to Haugen. Playing catch with Gutman. Walking in, pass across, intended for Punzenberger, but it was picked off by Hamby and fired out into the Georgia zone. O'Neal in a foot race with Haugen. O'Neal gets there first. Good penalty kill forecheck from O'Neal, trying to just keep it in as long as possible. 1 minute left to go on this Dogs power play. Eberle streaking down the left wing side with speed. Cuts around Kravis, but he's forced to the outside and taken to the boards, and that one will be fired out. Newbold there to stop it, and we got another whistle coming up. So it's going to be Eberle to the box for the Dogs. Looks like it's 2 minutes for slashing. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 49 seconds, and then the Owls will go back on the power play.
And I bring it up pretty much every game where the Ice Dogs are leading, but these scenarios are important when you're up big. Practicing 4-on-4, 5-on-4, 4-on-5, really important when you're up big for more important games when those are the most important possessions. Let's see how the Dogs do here on a 4-on-4 and then a penalty kill.
We've seen some good penalty killing out there from LeBrecq and Spicer through this one for the Dogs. And we've got LeBrecq and Conway out there in the 4-on-4. Here's Conway through center ice across the red line into the Owls zone. He'll stop up on the point, but the puck's taken away from him by Cooprider. But Martin's there to play it at center ice. Martin walking in with a shot turned away by Lackley and held on to.
On this 4-on-4, we hope LeBrecq can get, maybe his first goal. We are attributing one to him, but hopefully he can get a big banger here, really set it home, and we can make a great call for him. LeBrecq, one of the younger guys on this team, making one of his first starts this year and doing so well so far. Let's hope it continues.
Face-off won by the Owls. Stacy inside his own corner. 10 seconds left to go on the penalty to Chris Scott before the Owls will go on the power play. 3 seconds, and Scott is out of the box. So the Owls on the power play. LeBrecq walking in, though, his shot is tipped out of play. So we'll get a whistle and a face-off in the Owl zone.
A little over a minute left here. I mean, a minute 7 on the power play for the KSU Owls. Let's see how it goes. You just want to finish this game out strong. No more injuries. We've already had 3 today. Hopefully everyone is okay that did get injured. We'll see how it goes here.
Face-off won by Kennesaw. Cooprider. Oh, sorry, that is Sousa looking up ice. Kravis walking into the Georgia zone now. Puck got caught up in the referee's skates, and Gutman will fire that one all the way down. 1 minute left to go in regulation for this game. Stacy around the boards. Sousa in his own zone. Back to Stacy on the right wing side, and he'll walk it in. Drops it off. Montgomery walking in now. Steps around Gannon. Back up for Kravis. Leaves it for Stacy, but just out of his reach, and that one will go back to center ice. Sousa fires it into the corner. Newbold stops it up behind the net for Gannon. 15 seconds on the penalty to Eberly. And they'll fire that one back into the Kennesaw zone. Stacy in the Owl zone across for Sousa. And the penalty to Eberly expires. 15 seconds left to go in the game. Gutman off the glass and out, but this one will go for icing. And we'll get a whistle.
6.2 seconds left here in what is going to be a 14-0 victory for the Ice Dogs. And we want to thank our crowd. We had a wonderful crowd of Ice Dog fans and KSU fans here. Not too much to cheer about for KSU, but they were great the entire game. And we want to thank our sponsors. Thank you, everyone, so much that is also watching. This was a great game for the Ice Dogs.
Face off won by the Dogs. Martin will take it into the wall, and that will do it here. So the final here from the Atlanta Ice House, 14-0. The Dogs win on the road. Back-to-back shutouts for the Dogs. Granted, Newbold didn't get a whole lot of work in this one, but a shutout nonetheless. Thank you for joining us here from Atlanta Ice House in Marietta. If you stick around, we'll have some post-game thoughts.
No one cares about the camera. Keep it as sunrise. Did the coaches shake hands?
So the final here from Atlanta Ice House in Marietta, the Dogs win 14-0 over the Kennesaw State University Owls. We'll look at our 3 stars of the night, Joe.
Our 3 stars of the night, I mean, our first is going to be Punzenberger at the 3rd star. He gets the 3rd goal of the game, really sets the tone, and then finishes off with 2 assists, maybe even more, in those goals that kind of bounce around in the front of the net. 2nd star is going to be Bill Martin, his 1st goal of the season, and then we attributed the 2nd of his goals to Lebrecht, but it's actually going to be another goal for Bill Martin. Has a big day in one of his first offensive scoring chances of the season.
And those are his first 2 career goals, too.
First 2 career goals, big day for him. I mean, he's going to go home happy. And finally, we have 2 people at the 1 star. I mean, they both had hat tricks. What can you say? You got to attribute it to both of them. And it's Bigda and Mazzaros. I mean, both had power play goals. Mazzaros on a 4-on-4. I mean, Mazzaros started the game and pretty much ended the game. And Bigda with 3 goals in a row, really setting it up. I mean, great game by every one of the Ice Dogs. We can't give everyone a star, but I wish we could. But those are our 4 stars of the game. And hopefully they can come out in their next game, which are going to be played in Alabama, and do extremely well.
So a great showing from the Dogs here tonight. Back-to-back shutouts against Tennessee and Kennesaw State. As we look ahead to next weekend, the Dogs will be traveling to Huntsville, Alabama to play a couple of games against, I believe it's Alabama and Georgia Tech. We will not be traveling for streams for that weekend, so stay tuned. We'll see if they have some streams set up there in Alabama. Any more closing thoughts, Joe?
You can always follow the Instagram. They give live updates of the goal scores. They're a great source, and I mean, just a great job by everyone today. I mean, 2 shutouts in enemy territory, the first in Tennessee and now in Kennesaw State. Great games. Thank you so much for having me, Torin.
For Joe Cop Show, I'm Torin Smith, signing off.
And our cameraman, Carson Howard.